I'm Steve.
Yo, hello, another tutorial, kinda crazy. Another Hypixel Housing tutorial. I don't know, it's been a few weeks. I thought I'd just make another tutorial just cause, I don't know. But, thumbnail's pretty cool. Anyways, I'm gonna give you 12 things you should have in your Hypixel Housing Simulator house to help it be successful. If you know all 12, that's pretty cool. Good for you. If you don't, please consider liking and maybe subscribing, because we are 2 away from 300 subscribers, and yeah. Okay, anyways, first thing you're going to want to do when you're creating a simulator house, or just any house, it doesn't really matter, you're going to pick what type of house you want to create. Whether this is a mining simulator, or tree simulator, or farming simulator, doesn't matter. Pick what you want to create, and keep it in your mind. Okay, great. Cool. Number 2. Make it public, but add a kick non-staff function. You will only have to do this if you will only want to do this if you have a builder or coder that is going to help with the house while you're offline, so they can join and work and other people can't. So how this works is just if a guest joins, it'll automatically kick them, but if one of your friends, not one of your friends, but someone that's working on the house that has a group in the house that's not guest, it won't kick them. So it's basically a whitelist. Due to Hypixel Housing's visiting rules, they don't have a whitelist. I've already made Hypixel forums about it. Anyways, yeah, hopefully that gets edited. Then, you're going to want to think of how the game will progress. In your mind, you're going to use your imagination to think. So using what house you want to create, so like mining simulator or whatever, you're going to think how it's going to progress, like, and hopefully you'll get like an imagination, hopefully you'll have a good imagination, and it'll help you with your build and items and symbols and stuff. Yeah, it'll help you, trust me. Then, you're going to get all of the symbols you will use and put them in a hologram so you can copy and paste them when you need them. So those are like those stars and like coins symbols that people use on Hypixel Housings that like get popular and stuff. If you don't have them, that sucks. It makes it more fancy if you do. Yeah. Choose if you want to commit to a big build. If you're a good builder, you'll probably want to do this. The popularity of the house it's not carried by the build. The game mechanics carries it by itself, but if it's a good build, that's even better. I would recommend building first and then coding, so then you can just get the building out of your hands first and not think about the build. You can think about the code. So yeah. You only want to do that unless you have a builder. If you have a builder, the builder can build and you can code. Some of the builds that should be included within the Hypixel Housing should be an AFK area. A quick tip, if you have an AFK area, you can make it so when a player falls down and AFKs, it increases a stat of theirs. Doesn't matter what stat, any stat is fine, because then they can flex it or whatever. You can make it every 3 drops, every 2 drops, or 1 drop. It just makes the house better. It makes people want AFK on it. Then, you're going to want to have a shop area. You don't need to, you could just have a GUI in the player's menu. Like, you'll want to make a menu too, that's later on anyway. Then, and also the main point of the house. So if it's a mining simulator, you'll obviously want to have an area for people to mine. Then you're going to want to have items. We're actually just going to, yeah, whatever. Number 9, coding.
Yes, yes.
For the code, you're going to want to have a lot of things, because the code kind of carries the house. The better the code, the more fancy the code, the more popular the house could potentially get. So what you're gonna want to have is an XP leveling system. So if the player has a certain amount of XP, it increases their level. You don't need to have this, but the XP percent would make it a lot fancier, so you're probably gonna want to have that. I have a tutorial on it. I'll have it like in the description or something. You're also going to want to have a break block animation or something satisfying for the mechanics. So if it's a mining simulator, you're gonna, like, when a player breaks a block, it's gonna show. You're gonna want to make it show a title that says +2 coins or whatever, and then when they break it again in like a second, it shows +4, and again +6, etc. And then after they stop mining it for a little bit, it shows total amount gained, whatever. If you want to see a tutorial on that, just comment down below, like you want to see it or whatever. I'll make a tutorial on it if you want. You'll also want to have a fancy level up animation. So when a player levels up, I guess this goes with the leveling system, but when the player levels up, it shows a fancy like title that says level up, and then like a bunch of other titles after it, after a pause. Yeah. You're also gonna want to have a cookie goal. It's pretty simple to make. I think I have a tutorial. No, I don't have a tutorial on it. If you want to see one, or if you just need help with it, you can join the Discord. You can ask. This is optional. You could have it so when a player gives a cookie, it shows how many cookies they've given and says a player's given this many cookies. That makes it more likely for other people to give cookies. You don't need to do this. I don't have a tutorial on it. I don't think anybody does. You're also going to want to have playtime code. So this is pretty simple. You just have a function that activates every 20 ticks. It increases a stat like seconds, or PT seconds for playtime seconds. And then a conditional checks if they have 60 of PT seconds, then decreases it or sets it to 0, and increases PT minute, and so on with the hours. You're also going to want to have RNG drops, so when they mine a block, it shows the title and stuff. You're going to want to make it so when they break a block and it shows the title, it rolls a random integer, and if it increases a certain amount or a certain integer, it gives the player an item that, like a consumable that they can eat or whatever, and it gives them plus 50% more XP gained in like 5 seconds or whatever. It doesn't matter. Then, yeah, item boost. That's basically what it said. Then stat multiplier. You're probably gonna want to have this. You'll have like an NPC that, when a player has a certain amount of coins or currency, gold, whatever, they can buy it for +1. So they can get +1 of like a stat when they break a block. Then that's pretty much it for the code, except for the items. For the items, you're going to want to make sure that they show what they boost. So in the shop, you're going to want to show what they give, so people actually can, yeah, and show the requirements of what people want, or what the requirements are to get the item, and show the description of the item. I don't know why I put that, but it doesn't matter. Then after you're done finishing the code, items, builds, then you can release it to the public and get guild members to join the house. I guess it's just what to have in a housing, not really a simulator tutorial, but if you want to see any of these coding tutorials, I can just comment down below. I'll do one soon. Okay, that's it for the tutorial. I'll make another tutorial soon, or just a fun thing. April 4th is coming up. That's the Minecraft mode. It's pretty cool. Yeah, if this helped you at all, please consider liking and subscribing. If you're still here, please do that, what I just said. Yeah, okay. And also, the Discord's in the description. If you need help, if you want fast help with these codes before a tutorial comes out for them, I can give you code for it in the Discord. Okay, that's it for the tutorial. See ya. Thank you for watching. Okay, bye.